John, a lot of people refuse to go to our churches because they think faith means that you can't think anymore. And one of the things you've really done for me is to explore those areas that you get kind of curious about or uncomfortable about, because you do think there's a lot of things that just don't add up in the Bible. And so thank you for being the disruptor. I think you like that role of being the court jester, the person that likes to kind of pique people's interests or shock people a little bit. So thank you for shocking me. Thank you for making me think. I think my faith is even stronger because it takes more faith to believe when you know there are things that are a little outdated or really haven't been modernized. So thanks for shaking me up a little bit, for making me more of an artist, a more caring person, and I will thank you forever for that. Thanks for changing my life.
John. John. Hey, I'm over here. Can you see me? Oh, I'm not sure why, but I think I was in your blind spot.
When I first met the Tuckers, they used to have this family car. I think it was a Toyota Camry. Whatever happened to that?
Because blind spots can jump out at us when we least expect them.
John, I know you're a lifelong student of philosophy and the social sciences, and I have a question I've been wanting to ask you. The other day I had this really weird dream, and I wanted to see what you thought it meant. So I had this dream about flying monkeys. Any ideas about what that might have been about?
And so there was a clear way of distinguishing when you were in Kansas and when you were in Oz.
Your new venture in life will be an experiment for all, and it'll be very pleasurable for when you come back to visit us. But you were talking about the going to Oz, and you're not in Kansas anymore. So is that going to affect your outcome when you're doing your new job?
The other thing I wasn't quite ready for.
So, Jim Holderman, I heard there was some talk about Linda was maybe gonna. He talked to her about taking my job.
That's right, he kept scheming.
And there's a lot of fond memories I have over the years here with you at FUMC, John, especially your sermon series. One that stands out to me was your sermon series on people with lactose intolerance and gas bloat syndrome, or the PWIL-GBS syndrome series that you preached.
We become convinced that we see everything the way we're supposed to see it. Our perspective is true, and we don't notice that we have this blind spot, so we get really certain.
During that lecture series, we definitely noticed an increase in the concentration of methane in the church, not only from the congregation, but also from you.
You know,
But it really gave us all an appreciation for how important our diet is and our Christianity, and how we really need to accept all people regardless of what kind of food they eat.
food is wonderful. I love food. I love thinking about food. I love planning what I'm going to eat. I love remembering meals that I've had. Food is wonderful. I love food.
So I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hungry. When this thing is all done, you want to go get some food?
Which leads me to my next point. And he kind of says, whoa, hang on. You may not know. So there was that.
Yeah, the other sermon series that stands out to me was the sermons about pastors and video games, especially Super Mario Brothers versus Space Invaders.
Which one sounds cooler to you?
Okay, the thing about John is that he is really a very good musician. It's almost scary. The thing I don't really appreciate, though, is when I have my saxophone and we're doing a service and I'm really zoning out and enjoying it, then he hits me on the shoulder and tells me to wake up. And so that's only happened 2 or 3 times, but he's got to stop it.
And say, wait a second.
Well, John, it's really been a good pleasure having you with us, and I think that your new venture is going to be very interesting. But so on the election coming up, what is your take on that?
And I've often wondered, because I never heard the rest of the story, I wonder, how did he overcome that?
And well, after that Camry after that Camry, you really got to take care of that Prius, and you know what to look for, right?
Blind spots.
And how do you feel about not having to preach every Sunday now, John?
Yeehaw!
Hey, John, check out my new frog. Mary Nell painted this for me. Isn't it cool?
Very strange.
I just want to let you know that we're going to miss you a lot here. That one of the main reasons for me to probably staying here for so long is you're one of them. Not the only one, but one of the big ones. And I hope you really enjoy what you're going to be doing next.
John, one of the main reasons I used to like to come to church was because I never knew what you were going to do. It could have been anything from anywhere, anytime. I do want to say that I have enjoyed all of the different kinds of service you have had, but I want to tell you, John, I'm going to miss you so terribly. I know that we'll see you soon, and we'll see you often, hopefully. But I do want to know what happened to the chocolate that was in the food pantry that we had when you were the only one in the church. And it was gone when I came the next morning. So what happened to that, John?
Well, John, I know we're coming down to the final hours, and I want to say it's been a great 40 years here having you at FUMC or 30 or whatever it is. I know I probably slept through a few of the sermons, but not very many. But I just wondered, how would you characterize your role, and how did you fit in here at FUMC?
Trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
But I fear that we are losing our focus, that we've lost sense of our mission. And so I'm going to spend the next few minutes reminding the crew of what we're all about. Character crew, I believe in all of you very much, and I want you to know that we're going to be just fine as we pursue the unknown. But I just want to remind you of what we're all about, so listen to this and listen carefully. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its primary mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Okay, enough of that.